attended St Aloys College, Mellison Point, and then went on to the University of Sydney, initially undertaking studies in dentistry before changing to agricultural science. He attended Ryde College of Horticulture, obtaining honours and distinction certificates in horticulture and tree surgery. He subsequently worked for and managed a number of nurseries in the Sydney area, as well as lecturing at TAFE in horticultural science, horticultural marketing and genetics. During this time he was president of the Australian Institute of Horticulture, New South Wales. He was a founding member of many groups such as the Year of the Tree, Greening Australia, the Decade of the Tree, the Sustainable Development Australia, and later became a board member for Landcare Australia. Don initiated the first ever environmental weed legislation in New South Wales, and with Simon Crean he initiated the National Registration Authority for Agricultural and Veterinary Chemicals, now called the Australian Pesticides and Veterinary Medicines Authority, with his objective and his achievement being to rid Australia of dangerous chemicals such as DDT. Don Burke's media career began in the early 80s, when he did a regular radio segment on 2WS in Sydney. He later moved to 2UE, and Burke's Backyard on radio was heard every Saturday and Sunday morning for 9 years. The radio program won a Cattle Radio Award at the end of its first year. At the same time, Don started regular segments on TV with Today, these are old ones, Don, The Mike Walsh Show, and later Midday, as well as various other programs. Burke's Backyard on television began in 1987, and after more than 17 years on air, the final program, which I'm sure many of us watched, The Last Hooroo, went to air on November the 26th, 2004. CTC Productions Proprietary Limited was formed in 1990. It is owned and run by Don and Maria Burke, his wife. It produced Burke's Backyard and continues to produce Backyard Blitz and has a number of other programs in development. It also produces the Burke's Backyard magazine in partnership with ACP. Burke's Backyard, during his time on air, received 6 Logies and 2 People Choices Award, and Backyard Blitz has so far received 5 Logies. Don's received the Variety Club's Award for TV Presenter Performer of the Year in 1990. He also received the Banksy Award for Media Contribution to the Environment in 1996. Don is patron of Retina Australia, New South Wales, and foundation patron of the Australian Children's Literature Board. He has been an annual Australia Day Ambassador since 1999. After listening to all the above, you can understand why we were so excited as directors of AEF to have Don join us. Don and Maria have 2 children, Chris and Sean, and I'd like everyone to please put their hands together and welcome Don Burke, our chairman.
Unfortunately, after that lengthy introduction, I won't have time to deliver my speech today. I suppose the thing I do want to say to everybody, that Kersten did use the word leader. I've never been comfortable with that role. Facilitator at best. I don't really want or seek to tell anyone what to think, what decisions to come up with or whatever. We have the luxury here in the next day or so of making policies for the group, and although in my speech there's a couple of bits that we have discussed, by and large I'm going to put forward a few of my own thoughts and things. Shoot them down if you like. I want everybody to come with their own views and to have a robust discussion, and I ain't going to be upset if any of my own personal views are not part of the policies for the group. I don't see that as a problem. Chuck that over, thing on your head.
That's the first one I've seen that.
What is conservation? Is it that? Do you know what that is? Sorry? It's 11 rabbits, yeah. It's 11 rabbits. I walk on possums. That is Australian brush-tailed possum. One of the worst environmental problems you could ever imagine in New Zealand. By the way, girls, they make nipple warmers too, which are, now this is a really interesting one, they're mainly sold to women in Mexico. If you're going to ask me what's the difference between a Mexican nipple and an Australian one, or a New Zealand one, I don't know. My point is that helping the environment can be something as strange as wearing liners in your shoes to wearing a hat or whatever. And the one thing I would beg of all of you is don't think conventionally. If you've come here with an open mind, listen to what all of the people have to say, and let's see what we can come up with that may be fresh and better at solving the problems of the world.